ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਖਾਸ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਜੁੜ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਪੌਲ ਫਿੰਚ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਆਫ BC ਜਨਰਲ EMPLOYEES ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਅਹਿਮ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀਆਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਿਨੀ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਆਓ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ।
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. How you doing?
Well, I was hoping by now you would have good news for us and you would have a negotiated agreement. But I know you do not, so please give us an update.
So government is still refusing to come to the table and negotiate. As a result, on Monday, we've initiated a ban on overtime for all correctional and sheriff officers across the province. Followed up yesterday morning, all the civil servants that work on mining permitting and approvals across the province have also walked off the job to join their colleagues on the picket line. That means we have over 8,000 civil servants participating in some form of job action as of today. And that's just going to continue to grow. I'll be announcing another series of escalations tomorrow. And obviously, we're just going to keep going until government is willing to come back to the table and negotiate.
Well, tell us what's behind your thought process for choosing the critical minerals approval process for the mines.
Absolutely. So last week, the Prime Minister, Mark Carney, he announced a series of natural resource projects. A lot of those are in British Columbia. We wanted to highlight that these projects rely on civil servants in order to be properly assessed, to proceed in a safe way, to be permitted. The people that do that work are now on strike.
That is very worrisome, and I know that lots of people will sort of have high hopes of fast-tracking all these projects, and we heard yesterday that the environmental approvals were issued, but this is worrisome, Paul. But when we were talking with the finance minister and when she speaks or the premier speaks, they're talking about the fiscal crisis that the government is in. And what do you have to say about that?
Well, there's a different fiscal crisis facing working people in this province. And in the civil service, the average civil servant now makes 2.7% less than the average worker in BC. That's just unacceptable. We understand when government has to tighten the belt, as it were, but in this case, we've seen wage suppression across the civil service for the last decade. In fact, the average wage in BC has gone up 12 percentage points higher over the last decade than our wages over the same period. And it's at a breaking point. And you see that with the 93% strike vote. I think civil servants are being reasonable. We put a reasonable counter offer on the table. Government hasn't countered us. They're not willing to come back and negotiate. And so, look, we know the finance minister announced on Monday a revision to the Q1 estimate, but that was a revision of 6.1%. That's not something that's going to cause us to change course. We think that there was a bit of hype around that from the government, obviously aimed at bargaining. We're undisturbed by that.
Paul, are you sort of in conversation with other public sector unions about the future of this strike when a government is not coming to the table?
Absolutely. Well, look, it's not just public sector, but private sector. I'll note that yesterday when we made our announcement, the Steelworkers Union, which represents the majority of mine workers in the province, came out with a strong statement of support. We appreciated that. Yesterday as well, at the rally and press conference to announce the escalation, we had the chair of the Community Health Bargaining Association came out, Scott DeLong, mentioned that they were in bargaining right now and that they were having a lot of the same struggles in bargaining. And so I think that's a very clear message to government. We've also had the president of Move Up Union, Annette Toth, come out the week prior. She indicated that there was workers at BC Hydro and ICBC that were looking to this and that would, shortly be looking to potentially join us if government didn't come to the table for a fair deal.
Well, Paul, thank you for giving us an update. I know that all of us are hoping that you will get a negotiated settlement soon. And I think that is only going to happen when both sides are at the table talking with each other. And my thoughts go out to your 8,000 members who are walking the picket lines, but also let you know that the general reaction out there when they heard about the mining approvals did cause a stir, which I'm sure you meant to.
Absolutely. And look, I just want to say it's going to get. I think it's going to get more extreme. Because so far we've gone to great lengths to try and minimize the impact of the general public. That's going to change very quickly here. The only reason we've been able to do that is so few of our bargaining unit have been out on strike. Frankly, we have our colleagues are demanding to really join their other colleagues on the picket line. So we can't hold back for that much longer. Governments has to come to the table.
So far, you have less than 25% of your workforce, your members who are out on the picket lines, and
That's correct.
But you have the potential of having 34,000 out. So I just wanted to give that number. Thank you so much, Paul.
Thanks, Jane. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.